unit fraction. Does anyone remember what a unit fraction is? Maddie?
It's a piece of a whole.
A piece of the whole. So if I had 4/4, what is my unit fraction going to be? Maddie?
1/4.
Right, my unit fraction would be 1/4.
Hi, can I take Jackson's journey and read it?
So if I had 2/6, what would my unit fraction be for that one? For my first one, 2/6. What would it be? Matt, McKinley, do you know? Right, it's going to be 1/6 because that's one piece of the fraction. So we're going to write 1/6 there. My next one is going to be 2/3. So my unit fraction would be, Eli?
1/3.
Right, 1/3. And then my last fraction that we're comparing is 2/4. So what would that one be, Cass?
1/4.
Right, it's going to be 1/4. So now, if I'm looking at my fraction strips, I'm going to grab 1/3, 1/4, and 1/6, right? So I can compare them that way. Okay, and then it's asking me to label them shortest, between, or longest. So, which one out of my unit fractions is the longest? Do we know? Eli?
1/3.
1/3. So 1/3 is going to be my longest. Okay, so I'll put longest here. Okay, what's going to be my in between? My long and my short. What's going to be in the middle? Cass?
1/4.
1/4. So we'll put between. Okay, and then I have 1/6 left. So is that going to be my what? Riley, what's that going to be? Right, it's going to be my shortest. So I'm going to write shortest on my 1/6.
If it gets there.
Okay, so even if I thought, okay, well I actually have 2/6, right? I can go over here and grab another 2, have my 2/6, then I have 2/4, so I can grab another 4th, right? And then I have another 1/3. So I can put it on there. Is my answer still going to be the same? Is my 2/6 still shorter than my 2/4 and my 2/3?
Yeah.
And is my 2/4 still in between 2/6 and 2/3?
Yeah.
And my 2/3 is still bigger than my 2/4 and my 2/6, right?
Yeah.
So you can use your unit fraction like that to kind of help you order them if they have what? What are we comparing right now? They have the same what? Kaden? The what? What's the word I'm looking for? Do we know? Eli?
Unit fraction?
Unit fraction? No. What's the same? Remember when we did this a couple lessons ago? We compared the same top number, our same numerator, right? Do all of these have the same numerator?
No.
They don't have the same numerator?
They do.
Remember, my numerator is up. They all have 2 in their numerator, right? Okay, I don't know what you're doing, but we can't be playing underneath our desk. If you drop it, then just leave it. So it's telling us that we need to make 2 or more fractions that are equivalent. You can use a sheet of paper, which we're going to do. We're going to model a 1/2 of the paper. So the paper you have, I already folded mine, but can you make it into a hamburger bun?
Yeah.
Okay? Yep, we're going to make a hamburger bun. We're going to split it in half. We're going to fold it in half. But try to make it even, okay? So here's a little trick. I'll show you with Max's paper. Here's a little trick that I learned. And when we're bending it, don't make the crease until you line up both ends of your paper and they look pretty equal. Then go ahead and crease it. So you have that nice crease in your paper. Okay? So with your pencil now, we are going to do, I'm going to use my pen, but I'm going to write 1/2 in each of these because 1/2 is my what? It's my unit fraction of my, what? Eli?
If you use a fraction of the paper.
Right, because I have two equal parts, and since I have two equal parts, each part is a 1/2. So 1/2 is my unit fraction. So I'll walk around and I'll show you. Do we see how we have 1/2? Okay, do we see? Like this is how it should be looking right now. Okay, so then it's going to tell us that we need to make this equal 4. There has to be something that equals, 1/2 has to be equal to 4 what? We don't know yet, right? So before we do anything, before we fold the paper again or anything, take your crayon and we're going to color in 1/2. So let's color in 1/2. It doesn't have to be perfect. I kind of scribbled mine. You don't have to fill the whole thing in. You see how I did that? That's how your paper should look. Okay?
We have to use our crayon. We're not getting muddled.
Okay, do you see how mine looks? This is how yours should be looking. So also, we can fill in our piece of paper, our math paper, right? Because we said there's two equal parts, and each part of the paper is 1/2 right now, right? So I'll leave that up on the board if you want to copy it when you're done coloring in your section. We can go ahead and do that, okay? No, it doesn't have to be perfect though, Matt. You can scribble it. See how mine is like scribbled? I got it. Okay, remember, we shouldn't be what? We shouldn't be talking. We should be doing what we're supposed to be doing and coloring our half. Right? We need to be coloring our half. Okay? I should not see crayon markings or colorings in our math books, right? We're only coloring our what? Our piece of paper, right? Okay, so next, step B on here is telling me next fold the paper into 2 halves. Open the paper again. So, I'm going to fold it down again. I'm going to make another hamburger bun, right? I'm going to line my paper up and I'm going to fold it. Okay? So it should be folded like this. So you fold it, and then we're going to fold it again. Does that make sense? So you have it's folded once, and then you're going to fold it twice. So this will be our second little fold. Okay? Eyes up here. How many parts do I have now? How many equal parts do I have in my piece of paper? Eli?
You have 4 equal parts.
Right, I have 4 equal parts. So do you know what we're going to do now? Now we're going to rewrite. We're going to put 1/4 in each of my 4 squares. Because 1/4 is my what? Maddie, do you know what my 1/4 is?
It's 1 of 4.
Right, so it's my unit. Right, it's my unit fraction. Right? And I'm going to walk around with my paper. So this is how your paper should be looking. Okay, you should have 1/4 in each of your squares. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Do we see? Yep. Do we see that? Okay, so now we said that there are now 4 equal parts, Eli said. And then Maddie said each part is 1/4. That's why we put 1/4 there. So that's another thing we're going to do. So it said, look at the shaded part. 1/2 equals to what fourths? How many pieces is 1/2 equal to out of my 4 little squares I have now? Someone other than Eli. Riley?
2/4.
Right, 2/4. But how did we figure that out? Because we shaded our 1/2 in And when we folded our paper again, right? When we folded it again, it made our 4 squares. We seen that 2 of our 4s were in the 1/2 that was what? Colored, right? So it is. It's going to be 2 4 equals. Okay? So now, fold it back how we had ours. So we're going to fold it. The first time we fold it, we're going to fold it in half. Then we're going to fold it again. Okay? So fold it again. Okay? And then now we're going to fold it for the 3rd time. So the 3rd time we are going to we're going to fold it again. Okay? Does everyone have to be filled in? Do we have that filled in our paper? To be?
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to color that part. Really dig it. What's your thing? Yep, we fold it like this. Okay, so I'm going to erase this so we can move down. Marco. Remember, we need to be doing what? We need to be doing this quietly so you can hear instructions still. Okay. So now, the last time we folded it 3 times, right? So now if I open this up, how many little plots am I going to have? How many equal parts do I have? Ariana? 8, right? So now I'm going to say, now there are 8 equal parts. And who can tell me what one part is going to be? What's my unit fraction going to be? Drew? Right, my unit fraction is going to be 1/8. So I would write 1/8 right here. Okay? So, write 1/8 on each of the 8s. So, now I'm going to take my pen again, right? And I'm going to write 1/8 in each of my 8 little squares. Okay, I'm going to walk around so you guys can see what mine looks like. Yours should look something like this. Now you're going to write 1/8, 1/8, 1/8. Okay? Okay? Do we see? Griffin, can you help him? Thank you. Do we see? Okay. So now down at the bottom it says, so 1/2 blank and blank are equivalent. What 2 fractions do we have on our paper that we know are equivalent to 1/2 because we shaded in our 1/2, right, before we folded it into our 4s and before we folded it into our 8s? So when I unfold my paper and I look, let's look at our 4ths again. How many 4ths do I have colored in my paper? Drew? I have 4 in my 4ths. We're looking at the 4ths. So, right. So really make sure you're paying attention. So we have 2 4ths colored in. So I put, so 1/2, 2 4ths. Okay. You can look at our fraction strips too, but see my 2 2s, my 2 1/3, and then we're going to go down. Is that 2 6? Is it equal to 2 6? Is it bigger? Are these 2 pieces bigger than 2 6? Remember, these are my 2 6. Okay, so what should we put? What would my symbol be? My alligator going to eat the big number or the small number? Do you think Harold was right for that one? Yes, right. We do think he was right.